Hi, this is Melissa Kubak, and I want to thank you for viewing this video. I'm going to start with the most common mistakes made during flexible endoscope leak testing. Endoscope leak testing, or air tightness testing, is an integral component of effective flexible endoscope reprocessing and should be performed after each use. This is a core required step for all flexible endoscopes, regardless of manufacturer or model. Why is flexible endoscope leak testing so important? There are three reasons. First and foremost, to protect the patient. Endoscopes that leak pose a potential infection risk for subsequent patient use. Many times, endoscopes are damaged during patient use and may retain internal contamination in the damaged area. Even a leak in a non-patient insertion area, such as the light tube or EO connector, may pose a risk. To be very clear, an endoscope with leak must be removed from service and repaired prior to reuse. Secondly, leak identification prior to the decontamination process will alert the cleaning technician to take special precaution during the rest of the cleaning process. Air pressure will need to be maintained through all subsequent cleaning steps, as if it were a long leak test. This will protect the endoscope from additional fluid damage. Third, effective leak testing will lower the severity and the number of fluid invasions and, thus, reduce the cost of repair. Common leak testing errors. Poor leak testing environment conditions, sink size, and lighting are key environmental elements. If the sink is too small, the scope may be coiled multiple times, greatly reducing visualization. This is especially true for large diameter endoscopes. The sink should be, at minimum, 16 by 16 inches and of sufficient depth. Slow water pressure and long fill time may encourage underfilling the sink for all reprocessing steps. Also important to visualization, the lighting must be sufficient for detecting small air leaks. Leak test water preparation. Leak test water should be detergent-free and the test time dedicated to visual examination, so there should be no scrubbing or cleaning initiated during leak test. Air function check and timing of immersion. Air function should be confirmed and insufflation initiated prior to any immersion of the endoscope in the water. Flooding the endoscope prior to leak testing is not recommended. The leak tester tubing adapter should always be connected outside of the filled sink. Partial submersion. The entire endoscope must be submerged, leaving the electrical end of the endoscope out of the sink, or the control knobs exposed will not achieve a complete leak test. All current reusable flexible endoscopes, not to be confused with TEE probes, are designed to be completely immersed. They can leak from anywhere. Lack of purging trapped air. The endoscope channels are like long, open-ended straws, and air will be trapped, especially for longer, multi-channel GI models. The trapped air looks similar to a leak as the air displaces. Purging air from the channels prior to examination will eliminate this. Pushing water through the channels via a syringe until no air bubbles remain will eliminate the question, is this trapped air or a true leak? Duration of leak test. The leak test time varies from manufacturer to manufacturer. Be sure to confirm the procedure and the required testing time for your specific models. Cutting test time decreases leak detection accuracy. Be aware, small internal leaks may take additional time to reveal themselves. Testing time should be verified with utilization of a timer or clock with a second hand. Insufficient or lack of angulation during testing and deficient examination of leak-prone areas. All flexible endoscopes need to be angulated during the leak test process. Just visualization of the control knobs, video buttons, and the distal end may obscure or mask leaks without the proper full angulation in all directions. Manipulation of the buttons and tube, and extra examination of these areas during manipulation. At this time, the control knobs and the variable stiffness adjuster for applicable models should be confirmed to be in the free and neutral position. Reprocessing endoscope with lock knobs or adjuster wire tension will cause damage to the endoscope. Improper conditions and process for air pressure release. Once the endoscope has passed leak test and the technician is ready to end the test, the endoscope should always be entirely removed from the water prior to the release of air pressure. There is risk that the non-leaking endoscope will take on fluid from the leak tester tubing connection, and that the endoscope with an undetected leak will take on more fluid with the force of the pressure release. Confirm if your leak tester has automated or manual air pressure release. Sufficient time should be allowed for the pressurized air to be expelled. Reprocessing endoscopes with trapped air may cause damage. Lack of protecting the leak tester or the leak tester tubing. All leak test tubing, regardless of leak tester type, needs special care to not get fluid inside the tubing or tubing connector. Fluid inside these areas, if not removed, will cause water to be blown into the endoscope on the next test. If using a handheld leak tester, it will be very important to dial out the leak tester body or both to fall into the fluid. This will result in fluid invasion. If the end of the tubing accidentally falls into the sink, make sure to blow out or run the tester air until all moisture is removed and the tubing is internally dry. Unsafe cleaning conditions for endoscopes with low pressure. Always confirm that the established required pressure is able to be maintained on the leaking endoscope during the decontamination process. This mostly occurs from a large cut, torn or disconnected channel, open control bodies, or if using a handheld leak tester versus electric. You may need to apply external tape or take extra care to protect a large area that's cut to reduce air loss and avoid serious additional fluid damage. Utilizing a handheld leak tester instead of electric make you, the human pump, responsible for keeping the pressure within the safety zone during all of the subsequent cleaning steps. This may even take 2 people, one to pump and one to clean. This concludes the most common mistakes made during flexible endoscope leak testing. Please view the corresponding procedural art of leak testing videos. Thank you so much for joining us.